You have probably seen them, those finance YouTubers in their 30s saying they retired early and now live off passive income. And it makes you wonder, how did they pull that off? More importantly, can I do that too, even if I'm starting with nothing? Here is the truth. Early retirement is not just for Silicon Valley tech wizards or people who struck gold with crypto. It actually comes down to one simple but powerful factor that most people never think about. How much of your income you invest, not how much you earn. In this video, I am going to show you the real, no-fluff path to early retirement. And the best part? You can start building your own exit plan today, even if you have an average paycheck and zero savings in the bank right now. Part 1, find your FU number, the first step to freedom. Let us get real for a second. What does it actually take to break free from the 9-to-5 in 2025? A lot of folks throw out vague goals like, I want to retire early, or I just want financial freedom. That all sounds nice, but none of it means anything until you know your number. The number that lets you walk away from a job you hate. The number that lets you say no thanks without worrying about your next paycheck. That is what some people call your FU number. And figuring it out is step 1. It all starts with a simple idea called the 4% rule. Back in the 1990s, a financial planner named Bill Bengen found that if you pull out just 4% of your investments each year, your money should last for at least 30 years. So if you want to live on around $54,000 a year, the current US median income, you would need about $1.35 million invested. But here is the twist. Your FU number depends on your age. If you are 40, the target is still around $1.35 million. But if you are 50, it drops to about $1.2 million. And if you are 60, you might only need $1 million. Why the difference? Because the older you are, the better the payout rates you can get, especially if you use something like an annuity. For example, a 60-year-old today can get a 4.7% guaranteed payout from an annuity that adjusts for inflation. That is more than the original 4% rule, and since it is backed by insurance companies, you are not riding the stock market roller coaster. Now, if annuities are not your thing, no worries. You can still go the market route. Historically, the S&P 500 has earned 6 to 7% per year after inflation. The catch? It all depends on when you retire. If you hit a bull market, life's good. But retire into a downturn? That can get rough fast. Here is the bottom line. Your FU number is not just about how much money you need. It is about having a clear plan. Whether you go with index funds, annuities, or a mix of both, the goal is to know your number, then attack it with purpose. Part 2, how to know your real monthly expenses for financial freedom. Before you can build wealth, you have to know your baseline. Not a guess, not a ballpark, a real number that shows you how much money it takes for you to live, not just survive, but live comfortably. Let us break it down. In 2025, the average American household spends nearly 40% of their income on housing alone. Toss in groceries, utilities, and subscriptions. And boom, most folks are living paycheck to paycheck, even with decent jobs. The sad truth, if you are not tracking your spending, you are probably bleeding money without even realizing it. But here is the good news. You can fix it with what I call a lean allocation strategy. Simple rules, big results. First, housing should stay under 30% of your monthly income. Let us say you make $5,000 a month. That means your rent or mortgage, including property taxes and insurance, should be no more than $1,500. Anything more, and you are giving away your freedom one overpriced square foot at a time. Second, food should max out at 10%. That is $500 or less per month. It is doable, trust me. Meal prep, skip the Uber Eats habit, shop store brands, and buy in bulk. Grocery prices are up, but discipline still beats inflation. Third, keep utilities and recurring bills under 10%. We are talking electricity, water, internet, streaming subscriptions, and your phone bill. Bundle services, cut stuff you do not use. You are not missing out by canceling Hulu, you are buying back your future. Here is why this matters. Fixed expenses are the foundation of your financial freedom plan. Once you lock in low predictable costs, every extra dollar becomes fuel for your investments, savings, and FU fund. You stop living in survival mode and start building real momentum. And here is the secret that most people miss. Every dollar you cut from your basic expenses is a dollar that can grow for you. Compound interest is not just for the rich, it is for anyone who takes control of their cash flow. So track every dollar like your future depends on it, because it does. Part 3. How fast can you retire? This simple calculator shows you. Let us talk about speed, because once you see how fast you really can retire, you will never look at your paycheck the same way again. Thanks to updated numbers from Networthify in 2025, we can now map out exactly how long you need to work based on how much of your income you save. Let us say you are earning $50,000 a year, a very common middle-class income in America today. Here is how the math breaks down. Save 10%, you will be working for 33.1 years. Save 20%, that cuts it down to 25.2 years. Save 40%, you could be done in just 16.3 years. Save 60%, you are looking at financial freedom in only 10.3 years. Yeah, 10 years. That is it. No inheritance, no winning the lottery, just good old-fashioned saving, investing, and sticking with it. So why does this strategy work so well? It is all about leverage. The more you save, the less you need to cover in retirement, and the faster your investment account snowballs. At a 60% savings rate, you could build up a nest egg of over $583,000 by year 11. That is enough to safely support you for life using the classic 4% withdrawal rule. And here is what most folks overlook. Investment returns play a big role too. Networthify uses a conservative 5% annual return, but historically, the S&P 500 has delivered 6 to 7% after inflation. So if the market treats you well, your freedom date might come even sooner. Bottom line, your savings rate is your superpower. It is not about your job title. It is not about earning 6 figures. It is about how much you keep and how wisely you invest it. If you want to know your personal freedom timeline, try the Networthify calculator for yourself. You might be closer than you think. Part 4. The one habit that's quietly killing your freedom and how to beat it. Let us talk about something that quietly eats away at your financial future. Lifestyle inflation. It is the sneaky habit that shows up every time your income goes up. You get a raise, and suddenly the car gets upgraded, the apartment gets bigger, the takeout bills double, and the vacations get fancier. It all feels normal. You are working hard, you deserve nice things, right? Here is the harsh truth. Your future does not care how fancy your life looks today. It only cares how much money you saved and invested when you had the chance. And in 2025, lifestyle inflation is more tempting than ever. Social media just adds fuel to the fire. Your feed is full of people who look rich, new cars, designer clothes, dream trips. But here is the thing. Most of them are up to their necks in debt, living on credit cards and barely scraping by. Meanwhile, 40% of American retirees say they regret not saving enough. And when you dig into why, it is almost always the same story. They spent more every time they earned more. They never broke the cycle, but you can. Here is the move that changes everything. Keep your core lifestyle flat even as your income grows. That is your secret weapon. If you are already living fine on $50,000 a year, then when you start making $60,000 or $70,000, do not inflate your lifestyle. Invest the difference. That gap is where your freedom lives. In 2025, you can contribute up to $7,000 to a Roth IRA if you are under 50, or $8,000 if you are 50 or older. A Roth IRA grows tax-free and gives you tax-free income in retirement. That is a double win. Few things are as powerful over time. And if you make too much money to qualify directly, do not worry. You still have options like a backdoor Roth IRA. Just make sure to understand the tax rules. Or talk to a pro before you go that route. If you've made it this far, I've got something special for you, a completely free retirement planning toolkit that helped me go from zero to freedom in just 10 years. Inside, you'll find a customizable savings tracker, a monthly investing checklist, and a step-by-step worksheet to map out your retirement plan. Just comment "retire free" on this video. Once we hit 50 comments, I'll drop the link so everyone can download it. So now you know how I went from zero to freedom in just 10 years, but how much do you actually need to retire early? In the next video, we're breaking down the 4% rule for 2025 and showing you exactly how to calculate your FIRE number. Trust me, this is where your freedom plan gets real.